Hey guys, it's Ike, and welcome to the 6th episode of Shadow's House. A little bit of a recap, we were introduced to a handful of characters, specifically the Shadow Masters of the Living Dolls we had seen previously, and we were going to the first stage of the debut. Louise and Lou were doing fantastic. Because of course they are. They are essentially the perfect candidate for this debut. And so they are in first place. Meanwhile, Emilico and Kate aren't doing so hot. They are at the second to last place. That would have sent them to the pit of failure, essentially. But they managed to get through the first stage of the debut, and now all of the Shadow Masters have been separated from their living dolls, and now they are heading into the gardens while the dolls have to wait for the next stage. And that is where we are going to be starting. I am quite excited for the garden labyrinth. It is one of my favorite part in the manga when I had read it, and if I remember correctly, a lot of crushes develops. So I'm quite excited, and let's get started. Can't leave. God, what is this howling that is happening? Freaking Shaun, he's over here like, oh, you're fretting for trivial matters, huh? I feel like Edward's judgment was sort of placed on the living dolls, and not as much the shadows, because we had John smacking his hand against the table and just yelling at Edward twice, and Edward didn't really fucking grab his figurine and put him down or put him up. Well, who's watching them through the window? Thanks, Ricky. You think it's elegant till the freaking handle breaks. You can't fucking break down her spirit. Poor Ricky. He really out here said, eat your sweets. Oh. Well, it means there could be more of these. Good job on eating your sweets, Emilico. There's so much. You don't really have to eat it all. You could just dig it through your fingers. What if you take a really big bite and you just end up swallowing it? Oh, there you go. We got 5. Isn't that what... It's not good with sweet? Yeah. My guy, you could have just ripped it open. God, it's an ominous sounding door every time they get closer to it. Oh. Damn, dude. Emilico's so smart. Why is it so bright outside? Like, It's just blinding light. Look at Ricky, grumpily following along. Man, what? Of course. Why are you aiming for Kate specific? I mean, I know she's an easy target, but like... she doesn't choose. She's just like, fuck it. Just you wait, Ricky. Ah. Oh, we're just gonna brawl right here and then? Well, you guys are both choosing different things, so... Ricky, shut up! You leave Rum alone, Ricky! I'm sorry, Bread. It's just going for the fucking wagon. When I saw this, I had to have it. Alright, Edward. I like that. That's pretty cool because suit floats upward, so they do the opposite. Could be. God, this man's... Well, I mean, that and you can't fucking see anything. Meanwhile, Emilico just looked like she's going out shopping. Oh, what a pleasant day you guys are having. Alright, Emilico, this is almost like a life or death situation, so... Isn't this fun? Wow, Ricky. If only, huh? Did you hear that ominous sound? Because I did. Lou's really out here, dude. Your other lack of thought is impressive. Well, Ricky! You're better off just cutting off his head than trying to give him a buzz cut with that shear. She's got this card for a reason, man. It's her stuff now! Haha! You got tricked, Rum. You know, I think it's... I think both of you guys can help push that fucking card up. And... Emilico, just accept her help, man. Girl, lady. Yeah, Rum. Give her a helping hand. Ah, character development, am I right? Where are you guys going? Yeah, Emilico, teamwork! Just imagine how fun it'll be to ride this cart down the hill. All that work. Double the fun. Why is there just a hill up on this labyrinth? Damn, dude, Rum's really out here. Lou's just in the background. Well, John's out, but he's all dirty. A stroll might be nice. What a casual thing. He's been in a fucking box and he just blew up. Is it Kate or is it somebody else's? Who's watching them through this window? What building are they on? Kate really has no fear of, yeah, since you got a shopping cart and all. It's definitely not Kate who was exuding all that suit. Oh, there's John! Damn, John! Don't be so hasty. Ooh, the king! Ooh. Yeah, John did it himself, so now you have to do it yourself. Good job, John. Yeah. Bye, John. Mm-hmm. I like how it's suit powered. It is one of the few diversions. Oh. Yeah, this poor doll. She has sunshine on the brain. Oh my god, that was the end of the episode already? Things went by so fast. Oh my god. Wow. Alright, no after credit scene. Sick. Alright, back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 6 of Shadow's House. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always love talking to you guys, and if I don't reply to your comments, probably because I read it and I was like, okay. For me, I thought that this was a good introductory episode to the multi-episode arc that we are going to have for this garden labyrinth. And like I said, I really enjoyed the garden in the manga, so it's just really nice to see it animated in the anime. And I thought, well, I mean, I already said it, I thought it was pretty good. But back to the beginning, we saw the living dolls interact with each other. Edward had told them to go and eat their sweets, which the only person who was really doing was Emilico. So as she was eating sweets, she ended up getting one of these pieces that was, I assume in French, that I can't really pronounce or say or even remember what it was. But she did end up getting one of those pieces, and they pieced it together that there are going to be a few more pieces in these sweets, so they gotta have to eat through all these sweets. And again, I don't know why they have to eat through it. You just dig your finger into it if you don't like sweets. Come on, Ricky. I don't care if you waste the food. What is Edward going to do? Put down your score? I mean, he might, but how dare he? They eat all of the sweets and end up piecing all of the items together, to which they still didn't really figure out what the heck this is for until Emilico was like, don't worry guys, I got this. I'm a puzzle master. So she takes all of that and she goes to the front door, or the door that was locked, and places the pieces in like it was a key, which unlocks the door, and they are finally out into the garden. And at the garden, we do see Edward kind of mulling over the results because he is unsatisfied with what was going on. He wanted to fail Kate and Emilico. Well, specifically Kate. He's really just talking about the shadows. But he says that he ended up riling the sunshine. So like he said, he ended up riling Emilico up. And so because of that, he wanted to calm himself down by playing the piano, but Ricky was the one who suggested that they started dancing, and that pissed him off, so he took Patrick down a rank because of that. Which is just fantastic. When your whole debut is being judged by a guy who can put you up or down on a fucking whim. Although he did say that he can't just fail them without any reasons because there are people watching. The living doll catches up to Edward, who explains to them what they needed to do. They needed to pick an item and then head to their entrance, and they have to get their master out before the time ends. Their master out of the garden. And the condition is they must not damage their face, and their shadow masters must not have any dirt on their clothes, or just anything that is dirty on their clothes. Poor John, he has soot all over his suit. So we saw all of the items that were chosen. Lou ended up going with a shear, although she did that by just grabbing a rock and tossing in whichever landed on she was just going to pick, because again, she doesn't want to make difficult decisions, or at least she just doesn't want to make decisions in general. So she either points it to somebody else, or she just tosses it in a chance and then she'll grab it. Although, you know, having a shear in this garden labyrinth is a pretty good idea, considering that she's actually able to cut through the fucking garden and just going through it without following the path. Although that could also mean she could unknowingly cut through the garden and then fall into a hole because she didn't realize that there was a giant gaping hole there. Ricky chooses the suit as a means to protect himself, and Shaun takes the magnifying glasses because, of course, why not? He needs at least something to look at the map, consider that he's not wearing his glasses. But he notices that there are a little bit of writings underneath the little dots where the Shadow Master should be, but he can't read it either way because his sight is just absolute garbage. Then we had Rum, who chooses the lantern, and we got Ricky out here telling her shit, but then later on he sees a dark tunnel and he's over here like, man, if only I had a lantern. Yeah, Ricky, maybe you shouldn't have talked shit about Rum, and maybe you could have found her and used her for that whole thing, but it's a good thing you found Lou, so now she can just cut you a little shortcut, or she can give you a buzz cut, whichever one. And finally, we have Emilico, who chooses the cart, which is rather heavy to take around, as we can see that when they decided to go up the fucking hill and have to push this big-ass cart up there. But you know what? It is pretty good, consider that one of the conditions is that the shadows must not damage their clothes. So, really, if she found Kate, she could just be like, alright Kate, get in this fucking cart. We're going. So inside the labyrinths, we didn't really see the other Shadow Masters besides Shaun and Kate. We see that Shaun was in a box, but I assume he might have been so anxious that he produced so much soot that it just fucking blew up, and that explosion people could hear nearby. You know, they were like, what the fuck was this explosion? I think it was Ricky and Lou who heard it, along with Emilico and Rum. If I didn't really see Shaun reacting to it, or maybe he did and I just don't remember, but yeah, people heard the explosion. But Shaun, due to all that soot buildup, blew up the crate and he was able to be free, so he thought that it is a good time to go take a stroll. God, I fucking love John, dude. He's so carefree in a sense, you know, and he knows what he wants. I don't know if he knows how to get it, but he knows what he wants, and he wants it. Just like getting Kate's hand in marriage. He wants that, but I don't know how he's gonna go with that other than... Well, in the beginning, he did, when him and Kate met each other, he was kind of like, well, if you take my hand in marriage, I'll help you. But he took that back, and he said, you know what? I got out of my crate by myself, so you need to get out by yourself too, so that both of us could be on equal standing. Which, you know, good for John. He wants them to be equal. Good for him. And speaking of Kate, we can see that Edward is quite biased towards her, consider that John was just stuck in a fucking crate, but Emilico is out here being in a goddamn cage, and underneath are all these thorn bushes or thorn trees that I assume even if you take her down, if she manages to get down and she hits one of those thorns, it's going to rip her dress. So like that's going to break one of the conditions. Good luck to Kate on that, you know. Edward is like, I'm gonna make sure you fucking fail, alright? I don't believe Emilico's that smart to be able to get you down from here without breaking your dress or ripping your dress or anything like that. But little does Edward know, Emilico's a puzzle master. And I believe it was Kate who made the assumption that somebody might be watching them, that this might just be a spectacle to somebody. And we were taken to the scene of the third floor lords who are watching these dolls and the shadows just going through, you know, the labyrinth and such. And one of them did say that seeing the failures is so much more fun than seeing a perfect or outstanding candidate. And another one of the shadows did say that they were very interested in John and Lou, the one with the fucking shears just cutting through everything. But they also mentioned that they felt a little bad for Edward because he set up all these shit. Especially we got Lou over here who's just cutting through all of the setup that he has, so like, fuck him. But they also noticed that he is trying very hard in order to get into the third floor. They talk about him like he is the shadow, but he calls himself a special living doll, so... Okay, but I think that covers up the entire episode. If I do miss anything, or if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.